What is going on YouTube? It's Sank. We are back with another one. Now it's the weekend, but I'm coming at you guys with the heat because this week just gone was a massive one for earnings for the mega cap plays. Now their performance will help keep the market frothy, and that being said, we are going into a week which is huge for the mid cap plays now, and that's where a lot of your portfolios will be positioned. Now every single day next week, one of our players will be releasing their earnings. So in advance of another action-packed week in these markets, in this drop, what I want to do is give you guys some coverage on some of our plays that are stepping on center stage, so you know the direction they're moving in and the moves that we are going to be making. So you guys are going to want to stay locked into this one because as always, guys, I've got a jam-packed one for you. Now before I get things going, make sure that you guys are getting generous with the likes on this one for me. Now before we get this show on the road, I want to say make sure that you guys are tapping into the Discord by hitting that top link in the description because we are going heavy over there this weekend. I'm hosting back-to-back live streaming events for the whole group to ensure that everybody is leveling up those games, and as we continue through the second half of the year, we're only making money moves. That being said, guys, let's jump into the first one. So we're kicking things off here. That's ticker symbol DAC. That's the nails in preparation for their earnings that are being released on Monday. Now, as I've said to you guys before, there is no guesswork needed here. Earnings will be a breeze for this play because those shipping rates are still sky high and there's been no slowdown in momentum over the quarter. Now, I'll let you guys know this one is set up well for a push come earnings because we've seen this one pull back from their highs around that $79 mark to the mid to high 60s, resting at $67 right now. So going into earnings, as I say, it's going to be a blowout. The only thing they're missing from this story is guidance. Management is not going to guide for future numbers. This is because the shipping rates, it's uncertain how long they're going to remain at these high levels. So management will come out and say, yep, the shipping rate is in our favor right now, but it's uncertain, as I say, how things are going to shape up moving forward. But we know we're always one step ahead of the game. They've been locking in multi-year agreements, so we know cash flow is going to remain strong for this play. Now, for a play to have every chance of moving up come earnings, you want to see that trifecta of a pullback in price, a blowout on earnings day, and strong guidance. Take a snap, for example. They had all three. One of our plays in the portfolio, that's why you saw that one move up 20% on the day. But hey, 2 out of 3 is not bad. Gives them a good chance of moving upwards. Now, I expect a similar type of movement with Nucor. You guys remember that one? I put you guys in that play just a couple of sessions ago, last week or so. They had a strong earnings day. Now, the reaction on the day was soft. Stock price didn't really move anywhere, but over the next couple of sessions, you saw that stock price tick upwards, okay? So I'm expecting that type of outcome for this play. That being said, the move is to continue to accumulate, build your position ahead of earnings because earnings are being released after markets close on Monday, and save some dry powder for you to grab some more stock after earnings as well, okay? So that's the move with this one. Now, let you guys know, if we do see a push upwards in this one, there's an opportunity to jump into other shipping plays that are being released in their earnings later in the week for us to net some short-term gains off the back of similar price movements. But as I say, the likely outcome is a soft reaction on the day with a tick upwards thereafter. Let's run the next one. Our next play, that's ticker symbol RVLV, that's Revolve. They'll be releasing their earnings on Tuesday. That's been a while since I've spoken to you guys about this one. That's because they've been out of the buy zone. Now, they've been showing unbelievable resilience when it comes to that stock price, regardless what the market's been throwing at it over the last couple of weeks, just dodging bullets out there in the market. They've been trending between that $71 at the high and around that $65 mark. That's just been too high for me to put you guys in the play at those levels, considering last time we loaded up in this one, they're around that $45-$40 mark, okay? They've run up since then. So I'll remind you guys that this is a play going to benefit off reopening as there's the restart of socials, events, whether that's concerts, weddings, birthdays, all of those is going to play into their favor. As a matter of fact, they already has started to do so from their first quarter. They had a blowout quarter. We're going to continue to see that for the rest of the year. So that's why I'm going to bring this one to your attention in advance of their earnings. Now, what I'm expecting is, again, no guidance from management. They'll come out and talk about some supply chain issues, even though they will have a blowout quarter. I'm hoping this causes a pullback in that stock price so we can load up, take advantage, short-term advantage of that drop in the price for a nice rebound. Volatility always follows Revolve's earnings, so as I say, keep this one on your pullback watch list. We want to enter at a pullback, hoping we can catch this one at the lower 60s, okay, around that $62, $63 mark. Can make entry there for the run up. Now I've got my end of year price target on Revolve of $80. That's about a 10% move up from here. But when you add that to the 40% we've already made on this play this year, this one is another one of our channel champions. Let's get to the next one. Now, Wednesday's all about ticker symbol CZR, that's Caesars Entertainment. As you guys know, the Delta variant is running wild in these streets, causing this one to have a tough time, creating a lot of noise when it comes to that stock price. As I told you guys before, those Nevada casino revenues are at levels we have not seen in over a decade, playing into their favor. So you know their financial rebound is going well. That being said, come earnings, we should be expecting a blowout in this play. But I'm going to let you guys know, I don't think the market is ready yet to move this one upwards because the Delta variant is still on the scenes. Sometimes, guys, it just takes a little bit longer for our returns to materialize as investors, but we can just use this to our advantage. So the move is just to continue buying into this play in and around these types of levels in anticipation for the move upwards in due course. That being said, I've got a price target on this one of over $100 come year end, so there's tons of upside for us to make on this play. This is a great one. One of the best plays when it comes to valuation in the gaming and gambling space. So at this type of price level, this play is just far too cheap. The market is overlooking their potential. So this is just a strong buy candidate for you guys to just continue easing into. Our next play, that's ticker symbol BCRX, that's BCRX Pharmaceuticals. They'll be releasing their earnings come Thursday. This is another big potential play, but I want us to move strategically with this one. As you guys know, we are looking for entry at $13. This is another play just showing high levels of resilience out there in the market, just like a revolve, dodging bullets. Everything the market throws at this one's just dodging, ducking and weaving, okay? Check out that stock price, $16, not far off their all-time high. We want this one at $13. Now, going into earnings on Thursday, we can be expecting some strong numbers, but I'm expecting this one to pull back off the back of something that the investors are gonna nitpick at. So when this one drops down, we want to pounce on this one. Big potential here. We know they are expanding internationally. Guys, the list of countries continues to grow. UK, Japan, US, Israel, and they're just going to continue to make their international moves as we continue through. Then they got gems in their pipeline, new products they can bring onto the scene. So those can add hundreds of millions in value to this one. So this one I want to make sure that you guys get in that great entry of around the $13 mark. I'm expecting to close out the year at $20 or $21. So tons of upside, big potential play. Alright guys, so we'll be rounding out the week with ticker symbol DKNG, that's DraftKings. This one's still trading near that support line of the mid 40s to low 40s. So at $48, there's still a buy as we go into earnings. Speaking of which, I'm expecting a street surprise since the play has been underlooked, underappreciated over the last couple of quarters. Now they've got that trifactor I was speaking to you guys about. We've seen a pullback in that price. Okay, we've seen them drop from 70 all the way down to where they're at right now, under $50. I'm expecting a blowout day come earnings because seen a lot of traction with their platforms over the quarter, and I'm expecting an increase in guidance numbers for year end, causing some street surprise, causing some excitement, and should get that stock price moving. Now I'm gonna put you guys on some game. DraftKings is what we call a richly valued play. Granted, they're one of the leaders in their space, growing very fast, but that richly valued status causes a lot of volatility. That's where you see wild swings in that stock price. Okay, seeing this one as they move up to that $70 mark a couple of months back, come all the way down to under $50. Now, there's definitely potential for this one to bounce back up. That's why we're invested into the play, but the best move you can make is to sell the rip. So on momentum, cash out, net those returns, and if you so wish to do so, you can catch the pullback in the price, because there will be another pullback, a sharp pullback at that. It's an opportunity for you to get in at a cheaper price point, ride the play back up. So those are some of our plays that will be stepping on center stage next week that I've got my eye on. Now, one key takeaway for you is come any earnings season, we will be making money and opportunities will be created, because it's not all about that post-earnings stock price movement. We as investors, we're more focused on the financials, how much they beat estimates by, their guidance, the direction they're going in, because we can use that intel to position ourselves for success over the next couple of quarters. Alright guys, so that wraps up for this. And if you've got any questions for me, drop them down below and I'll get back to you. I want to say I appreciate you guys. On your way out, light up that comment section for me. If you're new, join the movement, and I'll catch you in the next one.